There were rumors he was being scouted for the national team, that if he played as he'd been playing for the past 6 months, like a fucking lightning storm, the next time he stepped out onto the rugby field, it'd be for his country. Sailor was freaking out on behalf of his brother, knowing Gabe was on the verge of achieving his biggest dream. Sailor loved the game too, but he had different goals. After finally managing to make it through the crowd to get his Coke, he'd just rejoined his teammates when he realized the group was still standing near the blonde with the beautiful face and the ugly insides, and she was being catty about someone else.
Ugh, can you believe Cody's dating that?
I know, right? Her flunky said.
Not for long, though.
The blonde's tone was smug.
I heard he's going to dump her soon.
Sailor was facing the right direction to see who Queen Mean Girl was skewering this time. He wanted to laugh. No wonder she was being bitchy. The girl with the moonlight skin, flaming red hair, and curves that made Sailor's entire body go hot outshone her without even trying. If he'd been the guy lucky enough to have caught the redhead's attention, he'd stick close to her too. The redhead smiled. Sailor's stomach grew tight.
"Who's that?"
he asked Kane, the other teenager having entered college this past year. He and Kane had met at the school's rugby training camp a couple of years back, the age gap between them meaningless when compared to the bond forged by their joy in the game.
"Who?"
Kane asked.
"The girl with Cody?"
Sailor knew Cody because the older boy played rugby too. They'd met a few times when Sailor had joined in a social game outside school, but they weren't best buds or anything.
"The redhead? Girlfriend, I think."
A nudge with one heavily muscled shoulder.
"Out of your league, Sail. She's a college gal."
Sailor had a strict no-poaching policy when it came to his friends' girlfriends, because what the fuck kind of friend didn't understand loyalty? But even from the few times he'd met Cody, he knew the other guy was a bit of an ass. So maybe Sailor would ask Kane to tell him the instant the redhead realized Cody's assish nature and kicked him to the curb. Then maybe Sailor would see if he could get invited to a few more college parties she'd also be attending. Kane would get him in. It might be that the redhead liked blue eyes, possibly even enough to ignore the fact he was younger than her and still in high school. Of course, those blue eyes were currently bloodshot, with one circled by black and blue bruising. He was scowling at himself when the redhead looked at him a little shyly. Her glance scuttled away just as fast. She probably thought he was a criminal too. His mother and father would be so proud. His brothers, on the other hand, would crack up like maniacs when he told them this story. Cody stopped not far away from them before turning to face the redhead. Sailor was annoyed that Cody's big head was blocking his view, but then the other kid moved. Whatever he was saying to the redhead had her going pale. Sailor saw her lips form the words, "What? No, you—" He couldn't make out the rest. Cody's voice rose just as there was a break in the music.
"Jeez, do I have to spell it out? I realized last night that I can't sleep with a tub of lard like you, not even for a chance at your mother's corporation."
Sailor was moving toward the two even before Cody stopped speaking, but he was too late. Eyes glittering wet and face so stark that it was as if Cody had stolen the life out of her, the redhead took a shaken step backward, and then she ran through the silent crowd, her stunning hair flying behind her. The music boomed again. People began to dance. Forgetting manners and good behavior, Sailor kept on shoving through the crowd with brute force, imagining the dancers as opponents on the field. It worked. He went through the warehouse door seconds after the redhead had left it clanging. Stepping out into the silent and barely lit street, the warehouse was located in an industrial area. He saw her running into the night.
"Hey!"
he called out, feeling like he was letting moonlight stream through his palms.
"Wait! You shouldn't be alone in the dark."
She turned, looked at him, and ran even faster.